Hello students, in this video we are going to look at amortization of debt. Okay, amortization of debts, that is finance. All right, now what do we mean by amortization of debts? Let me explain by this simple example. Let's take for example Mr. George. This is Mr. George goes to a bank and borrow 50,000 naira. Okay, if Mr. George borrows 50,000 naira at the rates of say 10%, okay, rate of interest is 10%, is to pay 10%, then Mr. George is to pay this 50,000, is to pay a constant amount. Okay, a constant amount that will include the interest, okay, and the principal and part of the debt, which is known as the principal. All right, is known as the principal. So it's to pay a constant amount every year. At the end of every year, it will pay a constant amount that will include the interests and the principal. Okay, so that is what we call amortization. Ordinarily, amortize means to reduce a debt. Okay, so the first thing to do is to ascertain this constant amount, okay, using a formula known as present value of annuity. Okay, present value of annuity. And what is that formula? Which is the debt, okay, the amount, the debt equals to the amount into brackets 1 plus the rates, the interest rates, then this is the number of years. So in this case, if Mr. George is to pay this 50,000 for 5 years, so our N will be 5 at the rate of 10%. Our R will be 10%, which is equals to 0.1. all right, then our amount, that's what, then our debt, the debt is 50,000. okay, then our amount, which is, and this amount will contain both the interest and the principal. Okay, and the principal. All right, now so let us find the amount. All right, so this is what you have: the debts, the amount that we are looking for. Then this is R is 0.1. When you add 1 plus 0.1, it will give you 1.1 raised to power minus 5 divided by 0.5. Then finally you have 50,000 equals to amount. Then if you manipulate this with your calculator, it will give you 3.7908. use your calculator. Then if you divide both sides by 3.7908, therefore our amount will be 13,000 naira 109.87 approximately. So you can use your calculator to confirm this. Okay, all right, now this is the constant amount. This constant amount will contain both the interests and partly the principal. Take note of that, principal. So this is what Mr. George will be paying every month. So let us use the amortization schedule to look. Let's look at the amortization schedule. To prove that. Okay, all right, so this is the format for amortization schedule. All right, this is the format for amortization schedule. So you must learn this format. We have the year, we have the balance brought forward. This is the amount, the constant amount. So this is year 0. You start with year 0. Year 1 is 5 years. That's year 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then the amount, that constant figure, okay, you start paying from year 1. Okay, from year 1, then is a constant amount. This is what you pay. Just repeat this one, you just repeat this, and lastly we have 189.87. okay. Now year 0 indicates the year Mr. George borrow the 50,000 from the bank. So there is no balance brought forward. All right, there is no balance brought forward. There is no amount to be paid in the year Mr. George borrowed the 50,000. Then there is no interest in that year, but he borrowed 50,000, which is the principal. That's the amount borrowed or invested. Then there is going to be a balance brought forward of 50,000. Then balance brought forward of 50,000. All right. So if you now this is 50,000. Okay. Mr. George pay this amount. This is amount which is the interest. So what is the interest on 50,000? That is 10% interest. So this is 10% interest, and that is 5,000. Okay. Then when you subtract 5,000 from this amount, we have the principal, and that principal will give you 189.87. all right. So when you subtract 5,000 from here, it will give you this. This is the part of this 50,000 now. So it means the balance, you now subtract this amount, this principal from the balance. Okay. So what do you have? Take your calculator, 41810.13. all right, which balance carry forward. Then you come here and say balance brought for 14810.13. all right. Now you take